What is up, y'all? Welcome back to episode 51 of That's No Moon Pod. I was thinking to myself what exactly I was going to talk about this week, and then randomly, out of nowhere, a bunch of things kind of popped up all at once. Uh, when I woke up this morning, I saw that Marvel has decided to pretty much scratch the whole Daredevil Born Again series, and they're letting go the whole writing team, and they're gonna pretty much just start over, I guess. They probably they probably weren't liking where the direction it was going, and especially how shaky things kind of are right now with Marvel and Disney. They uh they need as much big of wins as they can get right now, and they know Daredevil. People are gonna tune in for Daredevil, and if you don't deliver and make it good, or at least as good as the Netflix series was, people are gonna be pissed, and I know I will because I really love the Daredevil series on Netflix, and Charlie Cox I think is a perfect fit for Matt Murdock. I think he kills it. Um, if you haven't read the latest Daredevil run comic books, highly recommend the things they're doing with Daredevil, Punisher, uh, some crazy things that they're doing with those two characters specifically. And I know Bernthal is confirmed to be back as the Punisher, so I'm sure they're gonna give that whole project the same treatment that they did with Daredevil. And same thing with Blade, because I remember hearing a while back that Blade was getting rewritten completely again. What's his name? Marshall Ali not being pleased with what was going on with the script. And like I said, the whole thing with Marvel and how shaky things have been with them and their projects recently. It's like you can't blame them now that the whole writer strike or whatever is pretty much coming to an end now, and people can start going back to work and hopefully getting the wages that they deserved, and we can start getting more and more content from these big entertainment corporations that we love to give our money to. But I honestly am glad that they're deciding to do this, because it's not like how it is with Star Wars, where it's just someone gets signed on to do something, and then you always take it with a grain of salt, because whoever signs on is probably going to get canned or leave prior to shooting the actual project, because that always happens with Star Wars and Lucasfilm. And Marvel's done a lot better job in the past with managing that whole type of situation, or at least um, making it into something to where it doesn't completely ruin the whole thing. But Kevin Feige, he's a smart dude. He knows what he's doing. He knows what the fans are looking for, and I'm sure he's been listening to what everyone's been saying. Even though I try not to be as loud with my dislikes within certain properties, but I for sure, like everyone, have my own opinions. And yeah, the latest Marvel projects haven't been my favorite. Um, Besides the whole Guardians Volume 3, I'm trying to think of my favorites that have come out since Endgame. Obviously, No Way Home was great. Um, I'm not gonna count Spider Verse, even though that's probably the best thing. But I mean, if you want to count that as number one, I think that should be pretty much everyone's number one. Um, Multiverse of Madness, it was cool. The thing with Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange, people, well, I hear a lot of people when they talk about what they didn't like about it, how they'll say, if you're a Sam Raimi fan, you'll love this movie. Um, it's just too Sam Raimi y, I guess, for them. And I don't know, to me, when I watch Multiverse of Madness, for sure, obviously, you could tell it's a Sam Raimi movie. And I'm not even a huge, like, I'm not like a Sam Raimi head, even though I do love the original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. Um, I'm not like a big Raimi head, and I kind of wish they would have leaned into more of what Sam Raimi probably wanted to do with Doctor Strange. Um, because to me, that's where I felt the kind of where I would get taken out of the movie a little bit is when they're wanting to go dark. Sam Raimi, obviously, and there was a lot of things that I'm sure got cut out. And I think if we had seen maybe a director's cut or something, it would probably be a lot cooler of a movie, kind of more of a like an actual horror movie that you could probably watch around this time of the year. Um, but honestly, I didn't mind Multiverse of Madness as much as I think a lot of people did. America Chavez honestly was whatever to me. To be honest, even though I like the actress that's playing her, I think it's just when Marvel they did it with Black Panther 2, with Ironheart, and they try to introduce you to these characters in all these shows because everyone has to have a spin-off. That's everything that they did. They were trying to make a spin-off with some kind of side piece in the character or in the show with just bringing in some random character that's not even particularly like popular in any way in the comic books, but it's just a way to spin off a side piece character and give them their own show. But that usually tends to take away from the actual story of the main character that we should be focusing on. Um, Thor: Love and Thunder. I've watched that movie probably I want to say 3 times now. Um, Multiverse of Madness about 3 times. Eternals about 3 times. I don't mind Eternals. I thought Eternals was cool. A little slow, but honestly didn't mind it. Shang-Chi. Um, I like Shang-Chi a lot. I think it has a lot of rewatchability. Um, I kind of wish it was just a little bit more like intimate with the whole martial arts. Um, Kind of instead of the whole CGI dragon fight at the end, they could have just kept it a little bit more grounded, but still have that cool like superhero powers with the rings and all that. Um, I always kind of imagine just them fighting in San Francisco, like on the Golden Gate Bridge or something, but like an actual martial art hand to hand for the most part style fight. I think that would have been a way cooler ending to the movie, to be honest. Um, but that's just me, because I said this in a previous episode to where I don't care what kind of movie it is. It could be a rom com, it could be a horror movie, it could be anything. If you throw in some kind of kung fu fighting action scene and it's choreographed and shot well, uh, it's just going to elevate that whole portion of the film. Uh, it just does for some reason. Everybody loves a good kung fu action scene. But yeah, I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder. It's whatever, to be honest. Even though I love Thor and the whole uh, Thor comic books as well, I love. That's probably been one of the more common superheroes that I've been following comic book wise throughout the recent years, at least. Um, they just could have done so much more with Christian Bale. I felt like, and but I guess that's why, like I said, Kevin Feige and Marvel are deciding to scrap the whole whatever they were gonna do with the Daredevil, and I hope they do a little bit of what they're kind of doing with the comic books right now, kind of take it into a whole darker realm, especially if they're rewriting Blade, because DC's ramping up everything. Um, that's also what I wanted to talk about. Speaking of DC, what also dropped today, some weird random news, was that supposedly Jason Momoa showed up to the Aquaman 2 set dressed as Johnny Depp, supposedly, allegedly, and he was either drunk or acting drunk and pretending to be Johnny Depp or something. And this was reported by like Variety or something, like some big, big, big news sites. And uh, I'm not just like reading somebody's tweet. You know what I mean? This is just what I heard today. And when I heard that story, because I know the whole situation with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp and that whole thing that went down with them, and um, I'm not gonna get into all that, but I think they both definitely got their problems, and uh, their dirty laundries out there. This movie probably still might do decent box office wise because people love Momoa, and from what I know and from what I've also seen, uh, um, just by following Jason Momoa throughout the years, he's always dressed pretty wild. Um, Anything that I've seen him wear, I would not wear, and the clothes that he does decide to wear, it's usually like scarves. He does wear that kind of Johnny Depp style aesthetic, He just is a bigger dude. He just has probably he's probably two sizes up t-shirt wise. Johnny Depp. That's honestly probably the only difference between the two dress wise nowadays. So I mean, he could have just been showing up on set, buzzing, dressed up like how he normally does. Probably just got done taking pictures for something, for some kind of ad for some company, because he stays busy. I think this whole story is kind of just something get the news cycle going more and more for the movie, to be honest, because they haven't really been able to promote it because obviously they're not trying to show off Amber Heard and the whole strike with the writers and the whole thing. They weren't able to promote the movie in any way, so I think right now they're just trying to find some way to get back in the news cycle. I don't know. I'll see what people say about the movie before I decide to go see it. I might just wait, see if it drops on HBO or something or Max. Um, Oh yeah, two pretty crazy news stories that dropped this morning. I thought, well, there's something to talk about. Let me know what y'all think because to me, Marvel's doing the right thing, and DC is still up in the air for how things are gonna go. But that's just me. Um, Loki episode 2 of season 2 drops tomorrow. And from what I've heard from some people that have seen a few of I think the first four, or at least the first four episodes, I think there's only 6 episodes, y'all, on Loki. If I'm not tripping, let me know, but um, that's what I heard. And I heard episode 2 is a little bit, you know, whatever for the most part, but episode 3 and 4 is where it really starts getting cracking. But we'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Um, and one other thing I wanted to talk about real quick. Um, well, I guess this is two things. I've seen this video of what it looks like a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and it's roaming around on this mountaintop somewhere. And this train is going by with these people, and it's like recording it down on um this mountainside, and I think it's somewhere in Colorado, or I don't know exactly where it's from, but they're filming down and you can see this big old furry Sasquatch looking thing, and it's walking, and then you just see it kind of like crouch down and squat and like sit down on the ground, and it kind of camouflages into there's like shrubbery or whatever, and just the whole surrounding, it kind of just blends in with it, like kind of knows that there's people walking or in a train somewhere and there's people around. um it could be fake. I mean, obviously it could be fake, just some big old dude in a Sasquatch thing who wants to play a prank during Halloween time on these people because he probably knows there's a train that's gonna, you know, scoot on by this mountainside, and if I catch it on the right time, someone's gonna see me and think that there's a Sasquatch on a, you know. But the video is still pretty cool to look at because I don't know. I'm not necessarily the biggest believer in Bigfoot or Sasquatch, but I mean, you never know, dude. I don't care. There's so many people that have said that they've seen Sasquatch, Bigfoot. Um, I feel like not everyone has to be full of it. You know, I feel like some people have to have seen something that they can't explain. There's got to be things out there that, you know, just hasn't been discovered yet, but, you know, can only be seen the right place at the right time. And one other thing too, there's a video out there, y'all. Go check it out. If you can find it on Twitter, this person in an airplane was flying, I believe, somewhere above New Mexico, and it's filming down as they're flying up in the sky. They're pretty up. They're pretty up there already at this point, and they're filming downwards towards the ground. Um, but I mean, at this point, they're above the clouds, obviously, and below the clouds, um, you could see like three, at least. No, I'm looking at the video right now. There's at least 6 glowing, like goldish orange discs just kind of hovering in place, and they're pulsating like in and out kind of, and they're not moving necessarily, but the video is trippy because you could just see it clear as day. this passenger in this airplane just filming down below in the clouds. And this is probably one of the more compelling UFO vids that I've seen in a little bit of time now, to be honest, because the whole UFO UAP thing's been kind of it's been kind of waving in and out, and I think something has to probably happen here within the next couple of weeks to get that news cycle back up going with the whole UAP deal. But um, other than that video, it's been kind of slow with the whole UAP topic. But I'll always keep y'all tuned in. Like I said, Loki episode 2, season 2 drops tomorrow, so I might have to drop a video this weekend, or if I can't find the time, I'll just drop it next week, like always. Because like I said, I think there's only 6 episodes of Loki this season, y'all, which kind of bums me out, to be honest, but it's whatever. Um, I'm still live streaming on Twitch, y'all. Go follow me on there at admiremymoonsault. All my links will be in my they'll be in the description. Follow me, y'all. Just like, comment, subscribe. Until next week, though, y'all have a great rest of y'all's week. Y'all stay safe, and I'll catch y'all on the flip. Peace.